guys, it's Untitled Chapter. How's everyone doing? Good, I hope. It occurred to me recently that I haven't done a Guerlian review for a really long time, and I have got quite a few bits and bobs of samples, so I thought I would do one for you. So today I'm reviewing Cuir Beluga, and this one is part of a particular line of fragrances they have called, let me get this right, L'Art et la Matière, which translates as the art and the material. Anyway, there's 11 in the line. I think some of them have been discontinued now, unfortunately, like Iris Ganache, which is one that everyone talks about, or maybe it's the Tonka Imperial one, I'm not sure. Anyway, today we're talking about Cuir Beluga. This is a leather fragrance, supposedly, and it's not leather as such, it's more about suede. The whole idea of it was to have a white suede kind of feeling. But I think it smells completely different to that, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. First of all, I will tell you about the notes. This fragrance came out in 2005, and it's still available. And I found this one quite surprising. It's the second one in that line that I've tried, and I have others, so I'm kind of excited to try some more, because, you know, we love Guerlian, right? Anyway, so the notes of this fragrance are, there's a Mandarin Aldehyde accord in the top, and then you have Immortelle, amber, heliotrope, vanilla also, and then you have this white suede. So there aren't many notes, and it is kind of reflected in the way that it smells. I have this wonderful sample that was sent to me by Peter Coren. Thank you very much. I've used half of it. It's a 4ml, or almost 4ml sample, and I've used half today. So let me put it on my hand again. I'm actually wearing it today. And I have kind of got a good feeling for this fragrance, but I'll tell you what it smells like. I was quite surprised at this one. So the one good thing about this fragrance, and one of the best things about this fragrance, is that you can actually smell every single thing that's listed in the notes at one point or another. But I feel like it kind of falls a little bit short. The way it smells when you first put it on is, it's immediately gourmand smelling to me. The vanilla in here is really what runs the show. So although it's classed as a leather fragrance, it really is to me almost like a gourmand. Or in fact, it is a gourmand to me. You have a combination of things that are working as a team to really bring on home the sweetness of this. It's a very, very sweet fragrance, which was surprising. Cuir is in the title, cuir, which means leather. I was expecting it to be darker, I was expecting it to be rougher, when in actual fact, what happens is the vanilla, the amber, the heliotrope all work together to create an almost Play-Doh-like soft, sweet vanilla feeling. And that's the main feeling of the fragrance. Heliotrope is really cool, it often gives a powdery, Play-Doh-y-like thing to a fragrance anyway, which is what I just mentioned. But this paired it together with vanilla and amber. Amber is made out of vanilla as well, so it's all of these things at once, creating an abundance of sweetness which isn't very strong. It wears very soft and intimately on your skin. So there is an interesting thing about this fragrance, and what that is the Immortelle. The Immortelle is right in the background, and if you don't know what Immortelle smells like, it can go one of two ways for me usually on my skin. It can go to a curry-like place, or it can go to a more maple syrup type place. And this one is the maple syrup variety of Immortelle. It's adding it's like there's almost a drop of maple syrup in the background of the composition, and it's also adding to the fact that this is gourmand. It's making it feel even more edible. Now, let me talk about the leather, because that's in the title. That's the whole idea behind this fragrance, but I don't really know where it is. Eek. So they were going for a white suede. Suede is a soft type of leather. It's kind of fluffy, fuzzy, and I can only really smell the suede at certain points. It kind of, sometimes it's there, sometimes it isn't. Sometimes I can feel definitely something leathery, but I think this whole thing was supposed to be a play on something soft, and they definitely achieved that. I can tell you that. For the price point that this line is at, there's probably better vanilla-y, leathery fragrances out there. None that I can think of right now. But this to me is really simple. It's a very simple fragrance. It's very pretty, it's very sweet, it's gourmand, it's leather, it's got just that spark of immortelle, like I said. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel slightly disappointed by it. This line, you know, they're so beautifully packaged, they have quite high price tags, and they just feel like a step up in luxury from certain lines that Guerlian have. I know they have tons of different lines, but this one just screams luxury when you look at it. And the fragrance to me is just kind of a bit simple. It's a sweet Play-Doh-y amber at the end. But there are some little interesting sparks that happen when it's wet and when it's dry. The wet stage is probably the most interesting. But for something that's called Cuir Beluga, I wanted more in the way of suede and leather, or just anything like that. Yeah. Having said that, there is a point I should make. My skin really amps vanilla when I wear it. It just, vanilla jumps off of my skin when I wear it. So it probably might smell different on other people. Probably might smell different. But yeah, you're left with a very subtle, slightly wafty, not super projecting vanilla fragrance that, for Guerlian, I don't know, I just wanted more. Anyway, that's what I'm going to say about that. It doesn't really last super long on me either. I mean, it lasts long enough, but it never projects. It lasts probably about 5 hours before I have to kind of put my nose up. Sometimes 4. I put on 2 mils at once today and tried it in smaller amounts at other times. But today I thought I'm going to do the full wearing of it. And I put it on this morning. It's 4 o'clock and I've had to reapply it quite a bit. I do need to make the point that the samples that Guerlian give you are dabber ones as opposed to being able to spray it, so that might be a factor too. This isn't a total negative review, but I put a big amount on, so I really wanted to test it properly. But yeah, that's what I'm going to say about it. I did expect more. Yeah, it is very pretty, but you have to really like vanilla to like this one. Anyway, I'm out, so I'm going to click my logo down there to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon for another video. Goodbye.